Good morning, everybody. My name is Stefan, and today I'm gonna be teaching IGCSE mathematics on the topic of indices. Let's get right into the discussion. This is an example of indices. This is 2 to the power of 5. The 2 is the base number, and the 5 is the indices of the 2. In this case, 2 to the power of 5 means that you have to multiply the base number 2 by itself 5 times because it has an indices of 5. So 2 to the power of 5 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 32. Here we have several basic rules for indices. The first one is if the base number is the same and it's multiplied together, then the result of that will be the same base number, but the indices will be the sum of the two indices from the two numbers. I have some examples here. For example, 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 8 is equal to 2 to the power of 12. We can see that all three base numbers are the same in this equation, and then the two indices are added up and it equals to 12. There is the same thing here. The base number is 5. 5 times 5 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of negative 2, which is equal to 5 to the power of 2. Because 4 plus negative 2 is equal to 2. The base number stays the same. Back to this. The second rule will be if there's brackets in and like there's a base number which has indices here, and then it's inside a bracket and there's another indices outside it, then the indices inside and outside the bracket will be multiplied together, which is equal to this. So it's the same base number with the indices being the product of the two indices. For example, like this. Let's just take this part. 2 to the power of 3, and then inside bracket, power of 4. This is equal to this, 2 to the power of 12. 3 times 4 is equal to 12, and the base number 2 stays the same. The third rule is the same as the first, but it's with division and subtraction. So for example, a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m minus n. For example, 3 to the power of 9 divided by 3 to the power of 4 is equal to 3 to the power of 5. This is exactly the same as the first rule, but it's with subtraction instead of addition. And we have a fourth rule here. A to the power of 0 is equal to 1. It doesn't matter what base number it is. If the indices is 0, then the result is 1. As for the fifth rule, a to the power of negative 1 is equal to 1 per a. You can remove the negative sign on the indices if the base number becomes 1 per that base number. So a to the power of negative m is equal to 1 over a to the power of m. The negative sign is deleted, but the base number becomes 1 per that base number. The sixth rule is this, basically roots with indices. For example, a is equal to 1 per 2 is equal to the root of a. This is because the root of a, there's a 2 here because it's the square root, and there's a power of 1 here, but we don't write it because power of 1 is the same thing as not writing a power. So for example, if it's a to the power of 1 per m, then it's going to be a without the power because it's only 1, and it's going to be the root of m. The way I remember this is the top goes inside the root and the bottom goes outside the root. um, yeah, and then we have this one, which is the same thing, but this is how I remember it. So A, this is the top, this is the bottom, and then ignore this A here. This goes inside, the top goes inside, and the bottom one goes outside. I think that's gonna be it from me today. Thank you for listening.